Hello everybody, my name's Jade and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a readathon / trip TBR. So this is probably going to be the most ambitious yet outrageous TBR of my entire reading life because I plan on reading at least 12 books during the month of June when I plan on going on a 2-week trip to British Columbia in just a couple days. Where am I going to find time to read? I don't know, but I'm going to make it happen. It's going to be a thing. I'm going to be participating in Emojiathon during the month of June, which this is actually round 2 of Emojiathon. They originally did it back in February, but now they're doing it again because it was so successful. They're going to do a summer round. For any of you that are curious, it's going to be hosted by Dylan the Reader 5, Naya Reads and Smiles, and Mickey Between the Pages. So I'll be sure to leave the information for all of their channels and their announcements, as well as their Twitter pages, because they're going to be holding sprints during the readathon down in the description below. They're going to be having 25 challenges for this one, even though your goal is only to complete 4 of them. But I am going to attempt to complete 19 of them. I am aiming so high, sky high. It's going to be fun. And as I go over each book, I'll let you guys know what challenges they're going to be covering for the readathon. So yeah, I'm going to get into the books I'm going to be reading for the month of June because the readathon's over the whole month of June. And yeah, let's just get started. So the first book that I'm going to be picking up for the readathon is Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde. And this one's going to be filling out the category Read a Book About a Marginalized Group. Yes, I know it's Pride Month, and lots of other books can be filling out this category for a sexuality-based minority, but I decided to pick this one because there are other minorities included in this book. There's some race-based minorities, there's someone who has autism spectrum disorder in this book, and it's about their relations and how they go to a convention of some sort. And I'm sitting there going, I am so ready to read a convention book because I just went to a convention recently in Toronto, and this one just seemed like a perfect addition to this list. I'm really excited to read about all their characters and how they enjoy the con together. So yeah, I thought I'd put in this one instead of some of the others. There's lots of things going on in it and I wanted to include that because of all of its diversity. The next book that I'm going to be reading is Dividing Eden by Joelle Charbonneau. And for this one, I'm going to be covering the challenges Read a Book That Was Gifted to You and Read a 2016 or 17 release. I was actually given an art copy of this book for review from HarperCollins Teen, so thank you so much for sending this to me. And as far as I'm aware, this is going to be very similar to 3 Dark Crowns because it is about 2 twins. They are going to be going through a trial succession to figure out which of the 2 twins is going to be the heir, who's going to take over the kingdom. I didn't like 3 Dark Crowns very much because I thought it executed this type of synopsis really poorly. So hopefully this is everything I wanted 3 Dark Crowns to be, and I'm really excited to read about like the twins' dynamics and how they're going to deal with the fact that one of them might be killed by this trial of succession in order for one of them to rule. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. It's going to be coming out on June 6th, so I really need to get on that, but yeah, that one's going to be there for those 2 challenges. After that, the next book I'm going to be picking up is Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Coulthurst. And this one is going to be covering the challenge, Read a Romance or Contemporary. I've had this one on my TBR for so long, and I'm just so excited to read about 2 princesses falling in love. That's all I want. That's all I want to read about. And for this one, it's going to be about a princess who's going to a nearby kingdom to be married to the prince, but she ends up falling in love with the prince's sister instead. And it's not wrong because it's 2 princesses falling in love in this universe. It's wrong because she's betrothed to the prince, so she shouldn't be in love with the prince's sister. There's also going to be a magical element in terms of this princess has fire magic and she goes into this kingdom where magic is not allowed in any shape or form, especially fire magic. Like that's a no-no. So I just want to see how this works out, and I'm just excited to read about 2 ladies fall in love. I'm excited for queer princesses. So this next book is going to be completing 3 different challenges, and those challenges are read a book that you bought because of its cover, read a book that makes you happy just thinking about it, and read a book that you've been anticipating. And I'm going to be reading Now I Rise by Kiersten White. I am so excited for this book. I loved Anti-Darken. It was so good. It's supposed to be a retelling of Vlad the Impaler. And although it was a slow burner, I loved the first one so much. Like, look at how beautiful this cover is. Both of the books in this series have beautiful covers, and I just love them both. And normally I'm not excited about sequels, but I am in this rare case, so this needs to be put on priority because I don't read series very often. So yeah, that's what it's going to be for those 3 challenges. For my freebie space for the readathon, I'm going to be reading Orbiting Jupiter by Gary Schmidt. This book is about a 14-year-old boy who's looking for his daughter that he's never seen before. And this one's a little bit short too, so I'm wondering how they're going to pack all of that emotional turmoil into one small little package. So hopefully it does a good job, but that's really all that I know about it. So I'm ready to get hit in all the feels. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. So a closing comment orbit by Becky Chambers is going to be coming up next, and that one's going to be filling up the challenge, read a futuristic or sci-fi book. This one is a sequel to A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and that book was just absolutely wonderful. It is more of a story driven by its characters rather than this plot, as it is a group of space travelers that are traveling through space in order to make these wormhole type things, and they get into these adventures, and I loved it. And this sequel is going to be following the AI from that original story. This is like the one sci-fi that I love so much because I loved hearing about them all the time, so I'm pumped. After that, I'm going to be reading When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon, and this one is going to be filling the spot for read a book that you've heard everyone talking about. This could also fill the read the contemporary romance one as well, because it is about two Indian American teenagers who are going to the same summer camp, but their parents have arranged for them to be married, and I'm assuming they're going to end up falling in love anyway. This one just seemed super adorable. Again, I've heard lots of people talking about it, heard lots of great things, and I feel like I just need like another cute contemporary on this list that's not like any of the others, because there aren't many books with arranged marriages in YA that are contemporary, so I really want to pick this one up for sure. So the next two books can actually fill out both of these categories, and those two books are going to be Grasshopper Jungle by Andrew Smith and Under the Udala Trees by Chinelo Okparanta. I am buddy reading both of these. I actually started Grasshopper Jungle back in May with Rebeca from Rebeca's Grotto, and we're enjoying it so far, but not really. It's kind of meh. It's not our type of quirkiness, and it's supposed to be about the boy that's falling in love with one of his best friends during an apocalypse where giant praying mantises are eating everyone. So there's that. And Under the Udala Trees, which is about two women falling in love during the Nigerian Civil War. I'm going to be reading with Shamina from Shamina, Yuki, Crawford, and we actually just started this one. I haven't read any of it yet, but just because I'm trying to pack up for my trip. Really excited to get to buddy read with them. They're both such lovely individuals. I'm glad that I probably got to talk to them in real life. It's really exciting. And then both of these can actually fill out the category read a book that's in a country other than your own. Grasshopper Jungle is in the United States, and Under the Udala Trees is in Nigeria. So they're both in a country other than my own because I live in Canada. And like I said, I'm just excited to read these with both of them. So I hope they go really well. I'm excited. Coming up next, I have Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. And this one's going to be filling out the categories. Read a book that's sure to make you laugh until you cry, and read a book that you're annoyed at yourself for not having read yet. And it's supposed to be a biography about someone's lifelong battle with mental illness, dealing with depression and anxiety. This one's gonna hit me probably in all the right places because reasons that I'm not gonna talk about today. And from what I understand as well, this one is supposed to be one of those type of biographies that looks at mental illness in a way that can make you laugh but can also take it on seriously. So hopefully it lives up to that. For read a cry-worthy book and a book that has no hype, I'm going to be reading One by Sarah Crossan, and I've never heard anyone on BookTube talk about this book. So this one is supposed to be about two sisters, conjoined twins, and they were joined at the hip at birth. They weren't expected to live past 2 years old, but they did, and now they're 16, and things are starting to go awry. And I feel like it's going to be a cry-worthy book because I feel like they're going to go through a lot of emotional turmoil trying to figure out what they're going to do with the situation. And I'm excited to read this one because I've never seen a book like this in YA before. So yeah, hopefully I enjoy this one. And the last book that is on my TBR for the readathon is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. And it's going to be completing the challenge. Read a book that's been on your shelf forever, and if you don't like it or don't read it, time to tell it to peace out. So essentially unhaul it. This is one that's just, I've had it, I got it at a used bookstore. I haven't had interest to read it, even though I do have interest to read it. It's a very confusing feeling. So I want to pick this up because it's so short. Like, there's no excuse for me not to read it, especially for a readathon where I'm going to be out of province for a couple weeks and I need something short to pick up to read. So I haven't read any other of Neil Gaiman's stuff before, so hopefully I enjoy this one. It's just been sitting on my shelf forever, so I just want to read it. That's all I want to do. There's two other challenges that I'm sure some of these books are going to be completing, and they're going to be the 24-hour challenge to read a book in 24 hours, and read a book about a current event. It's Pride Month. A lot of my books are going to be with queer characters in them, so I thought that would be an appropriate thing to put in current events. So there's those two as well, so that'll make up my 19 challenges. So those are all the books I'm going to be reading, hopefully, during the month of June. Hopefully it goes okay. I don't know. Let's just see how it goes. If you are participating, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below and let me know what you guys are reading. I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!